NC State, right now over my shoulder here, playing with only 13 players in today's game against Vanderbilt, which is an absolutely ridiculous decision that is brought on by COVID protocols. 9 players in the field, 4 pitchers. That is their entire roster today against Vanderbilt. Why is that happening? Because the COVID madness, the Corona Bro insanity will not end. At this point, we don't need to test anymore. If you feel like you are sick, you can go get tested. Otherwise, this idea that players or coaches are in danger is not supported by the data at all. If you are young and healthy, as all of these players are, the 8 teams that went to the College World Series in Omaha, they were under more danger traveling to Omaha than they are from COVID. This is madness. There is no way whatsoever to justify it. Now, some people are going to say, well, just get vaccinated. Even if you are vaccinated, that doesn't guarantee that you're not going to test positive for COVID. Bill Maher tested positive for COVID after vaccination. Chris Paul tested positive for COVID after vaccination. I have already told all of you, I have had COVID. I still have COVID antibodies. I am not going to go get vaccinated when I already have COVID antibodies naturally in my body. I had 0 issues with COVID myself, as most relatively young and healthy people will. In fact, there isn't a single athlete that has had substantial issues with COVID anywhere in college, anywhere in high school that can be traced to playing a sport. They are playing outside in 90-degree weather right now. And I'm checking the score, checking the game as I'm talking to you. There's absolutely no basis for this. The entire stadium is sold out in Omaha. They aren't checking any of the fans to see whether or not they have COVID. You are just stripping the joy from these kids at NC State in the event they end up losing, or in the event they end up advancing and are not able to play with their full allotment of players. Vanderbilt just took a 1-0 lead in this game. And look, I'm defending NC State against these awful COVID protocols, even though I'm a double Vanderbilt alum and I love Tim Corbin and I want for Vanderbilt to win the College World Series. I don't want them to do it because of stupid COVID protocols being applied to NC State. This is madness. Reasonable people have to stand up and say it doesn't make sense any longer to continue any of this. The masks don't need to occur. Every stadium and arena should be 100% open. I'm going to talk a little bit about Montreal and the insanity that is going on right now in Canada with the Canadiens advancing to the Stanley Cup, trying to win the first Stanley Cup for Canada since all the way back in 1993, I believe, or at least it's been 1993 since they last played there, okay? So I understand some of you disagree with me. That's fine. But every player and every coach has the ability to be vaccinated now. We don't need this testing process anymore. We don't need to continue to run scared from COVID. Young, healthy people have nothing to fear from this. And I'll just reiterate again, I don't want my kids to get vaccinated for COVID. If you're under 18 years old, the WHO recently said that they aren't in favor of you getting vaccinated. The data doesn't support it at all. I'm not getting my kids vaccinated at 6 and 10 years old for sure, and probably not my 13-year-old either. That's not because I'm an anti-vaxxer. They got the measles, the mumps, rubella, all of the other vaccines for illnesses that are a danger to them. COVID is not a danger to them. COVID is not a danger to any of these players out on the field today. This is madness that NC State is in the position that they are. It makes 0 sense at all, and we need to stand up to this insanity.